Ahmed Baba, who with us right now. Ahmed, great to see you. I really appreciate you joining us for this. Let's just start at the big picture. Okay, redistricting, gerrymandering has been around forever. Sometimes Democrats use it to their advantage, sometimes Republicans. What's different about this time?
What's different about this time is that it's mid-decade, right? So usually these redistricting habits, these patterns, gerrymandering happens when the census comes every 10 years. But this time we have Donald Trump explicitly demanding Republican states give him more seats, right? He reached out to Texas Governor Greg Abbott. They're trying it in Ohio, Florida, other Republican states. It's effectively saying that he wants more seats, 5 specifically in Texas they're gunning for. And that's what's different here. It was like a demand for explicit partisan purposes. Now, of course, we'll get into the
Mhm.
case here because the Supreme Court kind of ruled that partisan gerrymandering is fine, I guess. But that is what is different here. It's mid-decade redistricting, which is not legal. The legislature had to change the law and the rules effectively to allow these maps to move forward.
Now, the Republican argument, Ahmed, is that they're, simply following population shifts. Texas, in particular, has seen a huge migration of people to its state. How does that really weigh in the defense?
Well, I mean, they try to make this argument in North Carolina, and recently we saw in North Carolina the judge actually ruled that it wasn't racial gerrymandering. And the reason why they want to make this distinction is because if it is ruled racial gerrymandering, that is explicitly illegal. But in 2019, the Supreme Court they said basically that partisan gerrymandering is effectively legal as long as it's for partisan reasons. And Trump has pretty much given a lot of evidence that he's doing this specifically to boost his partisan position heading into 2026. But when it comes to the population shifts, the way that the what the judges will analyze and the court, the way that the districts are carved, it's like they're playing Tetris. They're really trying to it's hard to argue that it's just population shifts. It looks like they're carving up demographics,
The,
and I
the
guess
map,
they can
the
look at it.
map is
Go
a
ahead.
total mess.
Yeah.
Both parties have abused gerrymandering, and now it looks like Gavin Newsom is going to fight back and could gain even more seats in California. I want to ask you quickly about the shutdown. We are on day 2. Um, do you like the Democrats' position right now and their messaging? It seems a bit muddled, to be kind.
Yeah, I'm actually have a different stance than a lot of people on the way the messaging is happening. I think, of course, healthcare is an important issue, and the Obamacare subsidies are something that should be part of this messaging. But I think if they wanted a more cohesive one, the real intent of it is because they personally believe that Trump is doing authoritarian overreach. I think that there's a broader message here that they should be tying together. I think you can tie together the self enrichment coming from Donald Trump and a lot of his allies. I think you can also talk about the fact that he is overreaching, ordering indictments of his political opponents, that he is unilaterally trying to impound funds, abusing power effectively, but then also at the same time, cutting Medicaid, cutting healthcare, and doing these other things. So I think there's a more cohesive, broader message here rather than just narrowly focusing on healthcare. It's a part of that message. But I think when you just focus on the healthcare, it kind of removes the urgency of it a little bit because those don't expire for a couple months. I think they could have went in with a broader, more cohesive message here that didn't try to bury their actual intent, which I think it's actually an anti-authoritarian one. But they released a poll tested message here, and that's kind of my critique on it.
All right, we appreciate you weighing in on this, Ahmed. Thanks so much for joining us this morning.